Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And you're probably wondering why I'm making another upload, but it's friggin' like I just decided to look into these things um, earlier, things like that I thought would never friggin' happen. And Logan Paul's main channel got fully demonetized. And that's actually a good thing. At least he's receiving some punishment for once. God, he didn't freaking get a punishment for the last the forest thing. He never got a punishment for that. Well, they took him off his premium. They suspended it for a little bit, but it's still there. But at least now I'm gonna put it up on the screen for a few seconds. You can see his main channel was completely demonetized. All he's got left is the impulsive, which he's still making like around like 65 grand or so, around that range a month. But it probably won't be long till they demonetize in the impulsive. I'm surprised they just decided to go right to his main channel too, like the one that makes the most money too. Like it makes more. It was making more than. It was making more money than the impulsive podcast channel. That's for sure. Even though he hasn't uploaded in forever on there, he was still making way more money than the podcast. Man, Logan Paul's career is just falling like friggin' down bad. Uh, I'm actually gonna in the cut. I'm gonna friggin' check and see if Jake Paul was demonetized. Probably not, because Logan Paul, like, what he did was I'm pretty sure is an actual crime. Like encouraging his audience to go after Ethan Klein's family, basically kids involved in all that, you know. So of course they friggin' that kind of situation. If YouTube doesn't act on it, they're gonna look extremely bad. So yeah, they had to do something like that. It's crazy. You won't see. I think they're finally starting to like hold people like that accountable. You know, finally. Hopefully YouTube continues to do that, because those kind of like friggin' you shouldn't like be exempt from rules because of the size of your channel. Like everyone else is gonna follow those rules too. I'm glad to see a first step in the right direction. Demonetize those friggin' big YouTubers. Well, just ones who are breaking rules anyway, who are friggin' and stop demonetizing small YouTubers who literally haven't broken any rules. I remember Critical made a video about how his video about Logan Paul got taken down, but they didn't take down his video. Logan took it down, not YouTube. But YouTube takes down Critical's video, even though it's like shows a brief clip of it, and he basically commentates on it. So it's good that Critical's becoming big on YouTube. He's fixing a lot of friggin' things like that. Glad to see someone like that get to 8 million subs. At least they can actually help at least those kind of people will actually try to help the YouTube community in some way. Not do stuff like what Logan does. And he's bringing light to how like, they shouldn't be getting away with it and all, but we're gonna take a quick cut to check and see if anything happened to Jake's, but I don't think so. Because Jake didn't do what Logan recently did a while ago on his podcast. So we'll be back in a second. I just checked Jake Paul's. No, it ain't. But there's no technical like big reason for it. Like he did those COVID and those parties during COVID before, but that's technically not. I don't think that's even specifically laid in the terms of service and rules of YouTube and all that. So, like Jake Paul, like regardless whether you friggin' hate him or love him, the matter is that those parties technically, I don't even think there's any part where they could get him on. Like, but what Logan did was actually breaking the terms of service. Oh, yeah, even Jake Paul wasn't that. Isn't he? I think Jake Paul might be smarter than Logan now. Because Jake Paul did stuff to get hated, but he didn't do stuff that would get him completely his channel completely demonetized. The only other person I seen completely demonetized on YouTube is friggin' Jake Paul. I mean, not Jake Paul, Onision. Jake Paul's not demonetized. And technically, he shouldn't be. Unless he was making some a video on YouTube of a friggin' of a mass spreading event or something like that. That would be probably the only way. But he hasn't done anything like that. All those videos and stuff were technically on Instagram and all that. Even though there is a thing about off-platform behavior and stuff, I'm pretty sure it's got to be something in another range like that. I'm just going by what I saw in the terms of service. Like, there's nothing specifically laid out for this because this recently happened, the pandemic. So unless they decide to update that YouTube or something, then technically Jake Paul, like, legally shouldn't be demonetized, and technically they can't really do that unless, well, they can do it to an old video or something, but they can't just demonetize their whole channel for something that happened before the terms of service change. They just take down the video or demonetize it or something like that if it's against the new updated terms, because technically if that was the case, every YouTuber would be gone, because you never know what it could change to, and people think they're following it, and if an old video, like, they can't really punish a YouTube channel for having a video that it just breaks the new updated services when it was uploaded before that was updated. But what Logan did was just straight up against the terms of service, regardless of even what year it is. They've always had that in the friggin' terms of service. Harassment and all that stuff. That's literally against the terms of service. Telling your fans to go attack someone and do violent things basically is against the terms of service. So, like, yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, like, how bad are those holes in Logan's brain? God, man. Like, jeez. Like, how bad did, like, he probably doesn't he probably doesn't even know what any of the YouTube terms of service is. Did he even look at it? So he, but when he started the channel, or he probably never read it before ever. I wouldn't doubt it. He just automatically goes in there. Oh, I'm not gonna read it. I'm just gonna assume everything goes. Is I I wouldn't doubt that's probably how it went. But anyway, I wanted to give you guys that bit of an update. That's friggin' like this. I never thought I'd see that happen. So anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at DangeloJohn1, TikTok at DangeloPitcher420, and this is D'Angelo Pitcher. Peace in out.